Welcome to our channel, where we bring you thought-provoking stories that inspire change and spark important conversations. Today's story is about Alan Wright, a billionaire who's as humble as he is successful. But when he tries to board his own private jet, he's met with unexpected resistance, just because of how he looks. This powerful story dives into the dangers of judging others based on appearances and the lessons we can all learn from it. If this story resonates with you, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content and tap the notification bell so you'll never miss a story that matters. Let's spread the message of respect and equality together. It was a warm summer afternoon as the tarmac shimmered in the heat of the sun. A sleek, private jet rested on the runway, its polished exterior gleaming under the cloudless sky. Inside the luxurious terminal, Alan Wright stood with a duffel bag slung over his shoulder. He was tall, lean, and wore a faded gray hoodie over a plain white t-shirt and scuffed sneakers. His jeans had seen better days, and his overall look gave off the impression of someone with little concern for appearances. To most, he looked like an ordinary traveler, someone who might struggle to afford a plane ticket, let alone own the plane parked outside. Alan, however, wasn't an ordinary traveler. He was the billionaire CEO of one of the world's most innovative tech companies. Known for his philanthropy and down-to-earth demeanor, Alan had always eschewed flashy displays of wealth. He preferred comfort over couture and valued substance over style. Today, he was heading to a retreat he had personally designed, a sanctuary for young inventors, tucked away on a private island. As Alan approached the jet, he smiled and nodded to the ground crew, his easygoing manner winning a few return grins. The flight attendant, however, stood rigidly at the top of the staircase, her arms crossed and her expression cool. She was impeccably dressed in a crisp navy uniform, her blonde hair swept into a flawless bun. Her name tag read Emily. When Alan reached the bottom of the stairs, Emily stepped forward, blocking his path with a perfectly manicured hand. "Excuse me," she said, her tone clipped. "This is a private jet. I think you're in the wrong place." Alan raised an eyebrow, his friendly smile faltering for the first time. "I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Thanks." He gestured toward the stairs, but Emily didn't budge. "Sir," she said firmly, glancing at his duffel bag, "this plane is reserved for Mr. Alan Wright. I suggest you check the commercial terminal if you're looking for a flight." Alan chuckled softly, trying to diffuse the situation. "I know exactly who this plane is for, Emily," he said, gesturing toward her name tag. "I'm Alan Wright." Emily's lips tightened, her eyes narrowing as she studied him. "That's not funny," she said. "Mr. Wright is one of the most respected businessmen in the world. Do you think he'd show up dressed like that?" She gestured dismissively at his attire. Alan's expression grew serious. "What's funny," he said, his voice calm but firm, "is that you think my appearance has anything to do with my identity. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to board my plane." Emily didn't move. "I don't have time for jokes," she snapped. "If you don't leave, I'll have to call security." The tension in the air was palpable as Alan took a deep breath, fighting the urge to respond with anger. Instead, he reached into his pocket and pulled out his phone. A few taps later, he was on a call. "Hey, Tom," he said casually. "Yeah, I'm at the jet. Can you come down for a second? There's been a little misunderstanding." A few minutes later, Tom, the plane's captain, appeared at the top of the stairs. He took one look at the scene and his eyes widened in surprise. "Mr. Wright," he exclaimed, hurrying down the steps. "I'm so sorry for the delay." Emily's face drained of color as realization dawned. "Wait, you're really?" she stammered, her professional demeanor unraveling. Alan nodded, his expression unreadable. "That's right," he said quietly. "And I think we need to have a conversation about how you treat people." Tom stepped in quickly, ushering Alan onto the plane and assuring him that everything would be taken care of. As the jet's door closed behind them, Emily stood frozen, her face a mix of embarrassment and fear. Inside the plane, Alan dropped his bag onto a plush leather seat and leaned back with a sigh. Tom offered a quiet apology, but Alan waved it off. "It's not your fault," he said. "But maybe it's time to remind the team that respect shouldn't depend on appearances." As the jet taxied down the runway, Alan stared out the window, his mind racing. He knew that moments like this weren't new, not for him, and certainly not for others who looked like him. But today had been a reminder of why he worked so hard to change the world. Success wasn't just about making money, it was about using that success to create a future where no one would ever be judged by the color of their skin or the clothes on their back. And as the plane lifted into the sky, Alan resolved to turn this uncomfortable moment into something meaningful. After all, true power wasn't about wealth or status, it was about the impact you made with it. The jet soared above the clouds, leaving the city behind. Alan glanced around the cabin, the polished interior filled with muted tones of cream and gold. The space was a testament to elegance, but right now he felt a tinge of unease. His phone buzzed, breaking his thoughts. It was a message from his assistant, Kara. "All set for the retreat. Do you need anything prepared for your arrival?" Alan typed back a quick response. "No, thanks. Just make sure the team's ready for a surprise meeting tomorrow." He leaned back and closed his eyes, but his mind wouldn't rest. The retreat wasn't just a getaway. It was a space to foster innovation and inclusivity. Alan's vision for the world extended far beyond technology. He wanted to dismantle the stereotypes and biases that held people back. A soft knock on the cabin door pulled him from his thoughts. It was Tom. "Mr. Wright, I've spoken to Emily. She's deeply apologetic. I think she's learned an important lesson today." Alan nodded. "Good. Let's hope she carries that forward. Everyone deserves a chance to grow." Tom hesitated, then asked, "Would you like to speak with her personally?" After a moment of thought, Alan stood. "Yes. Let's do that." Tom stepped aside, and Emily appeared in the doorway. Her eyes were downcast, and her hands fidgeted nervously. Alan gestured for her to sit across from him. "Emily," he began gently, "I'm not here to berate you. But I'd like to understand something. What made you think I didn't belong?" Emily hesitated, then spoke in a shaky voice. "I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I made assumptions based on how you looked. It was wrong of me." Alan studied her for a moment. "We all make mistakes, Emily. What matters is what we learn from them. Do you think you'll treat people differently moving forward?" She nodded fervently. "Yes, absolutely. I've learned my lesson. I promise." Alan offered a small smile. "Good. Remember, respect should be a default, not something earned based on appearances. We're all more than what meets the eye." Emily thanked him profusely, and as she left, Alan felt a sense of closure. The experience had been uncomfortable, but perhaps it had planted a seed for change. And as the jet continued its journey, Alan's resolve to make a difference only grew stronger. Thank you for watching this story on our channel. If this story inspired you or got you thinking, don't forget to like, comment, and share your thoughts below. Let us know what you think about judging others by appearances and how we can make the world a more inclusive place. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories like this one. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Together, let's keep the conversation going and work toward a kinder, more understanding world. See you in the next video.